Hello. So I wanted to kind of get this in before the game. I know the game is coming on, and I did schedule it for tomorrow. But I have another class that I'm going to do tomorrow. But this is going to be a quickie for you guys. It's generally introducing you to the Hicks Picks book. That's all. We're just introducing you to the Hicks Picks book. You do need the book for some of your classes. Okay. The anesthesia class that we already did, you're going to need it for that. Okay.
Hello.
I know.
I wanted
I
to.
always do this, and it's going to help you with some of that terminology in there. Okay. This is the book. I wanted to make sure I put it up there so you guys can see it, and I wanted to put it up there with the illustrations. Okay. This is what we call illustrations. Okay. Anything that you see that is a picture or something giving you a description in that picture is an illustration. So on your CPC exam, they will be looking for, you will be looking for illustrations so you can get some answers from there. Okay. So that's generally what what we use a lot of the illustrations for, or some that's in the front of the books. Now in your CPT book, you have illustrations. Okay. In your Hicks Picks book, you also have illustrations. Okay. That's why I always tell you guys to look at your book, turn the pages, and look at your book, so you can get used to what's inside your book. Okay. Your Hicks Picks book will be your go-to. Okay. Let me put this in a bigger format. Let me see. So in your Hicks Picks book, so they haven't loaded my 26 yet. So I'm waiting for the 26 to come in, but I can still show you with this one. That's fine, as I still use 2025. Some of my books are still 2025. It's not that serious. Um, so that's your Hicks Picks. Okay. You may have Bucks, you may have AAPC, you may have a different brand. No big deal. Okay, it's just pretty much the same stuff in there. For your exam, yeah, I want you to use AAPC. Okay, I want you to use ICD-10 AAPC, because the format of the book is a little easier than others. I use the Bucks just for the teaching, but I still have, either the AMA or um, the AAPC. Okay, so again, this is the Hicks Picks book, and I would do the same thing. You guys know we do the same thing for all books. We go through each one step by step. Okay, and again, this is Elsevier. Okay, I could have just went right here, and their book is the same. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's not a coil book. It's just a regular soft book, and you may not want that one. I want you to have one that you can kind of flip through. Okay, but when you get your book, I want you to go through it the same way how you go through your CPT, same way how you go through your ICD-10. Okay, click on this, go through it. Okay, introduction, click on that. Okay, guide to using the 2025. Okay, Hicks Picks level 2. If you get to 2026, it'll just say 2026. Okay, Hicks Picks updates, anatomy, illustrations, that what we were just talking about. Okay, your index. Okay, all of that is in here, and yes, I want you to go through all of this. So let's just hit here. I don't think there's any questions on there in regards to when and how the Hicks Picks was developed. There are questions on there when and how the ICD-10 was developed. Okay, who developed the ICD-10? So yeah, you might see that on here. But as you can see here in the front is where I want you to be. I want you to read all of this. review this, okay? Because we're still in surgical guidelines. We're gonna finish that tomorrow, okay? We finish surgical guidelines and integumentary. Then we're gonna move on to musculoskeletal system, okay? Tomorrow, I think class is going to be tomorrow evening. By the time I get off, I might not be able to 7. So sometimes if I set something for 6 or 7, and by the time I come home, I'm done. I can't do the class. But what I do, I'm okay. Okay. When I drink coffee at 7 o'clock, I'm up all night. All right. So that's why I'll try to get y'all classes in here. Okay. Classes on Sapphire Academy is repetitious. Those have to get in, and a lot of that is archived when they do not get in on the live. Same like how this is, okay? And again, don't sleep on the Sapphire Academy. I don't have any more grants. Probably July, like I said, I'll probably get another one then. But right now, I'll have to put the tuition back to what it is, okay? And yeah, you guys can pay a payment plan on that, okay? Ask about the payment plan when you go on the site and type in questions. Okay, so we want you to look at all of these symbols, okay? Read them, okay? The only way you're going to know what they are is if you read them, and you need to retain them, okay? If you use your index cards, don't fill up the index card with a whole bunch of stuff. Just put a little bit of stuff on there to help you remember, okay? To help you remember. So there's actually a lot of illustrations here you also can look at, but when you get your test, I don't want you fumbling all over the place to which illustration you're going to look at. Look at the illustrations in the CPT or the ICD-10 or this one. That's it. Okay? Find which one you're going to look at. Because I have seen where students is just nervous and they want to get the right illustration. They all have the same descriptions. Okay? So just watch it. All right, so did I move too far away? Hold on. So, symbols and conventions. Make sure you read the symbols and conventions, okay? No, we're not up to the HCPCS as one class yet, but we're getting ready to get there. I'm probably going to do it with your next class coming up. And this is because you have to use all 3 of your books when you are coding. You have to use all of your books, okay? You don't know what may be on your exam. You have to get yourself familiar with this book, okay? Your symbols and conventions, okay? Make sure you read this, okay? Your updates, read them anyway, okay? Even though you're going to have the book in front of you on your test, read them anyway. If you get a question on that, read them anyway, okay? When you get to your index, read it 1 page at a time and take notes, okay? Take notes. Okay, your table of drugs, take notes, okay? Let me see what's in here first. You might have... okay, so they did it like this, so this is fine. I know as soon as I open it, I'm gonna start going through one by one. But that's why I open it. We ain't doing that. We're just introduction and putting you in the right place. Okay, same how your index is in your ICD-10, just in alphabetical order. Okay, I still want you to take a look at it because your drugs in here. You have durable medical equipment in here. There's also stuff in here on Medicare and Medicaid in here as well, and it's just information. Okay, but when you get ready to go look for something in here, it will be a lot easier than you looking for it in the CPT or the ICD-10. That's why it's not so much time you need to spend on this. I mean, this is considered durable medical equipment. Okay, bedpan and things like that, durable medical equipment. Okay, and again, it's in alphabetical order. Some of you may be new to this book. Some of you may just have had an introduction to CPT and ICD-10, but this also is your go-to as well. Okay, Folden Walker E0135. Okay, make sure that you go through every single alphabet here. Okay, all you're doing is the same thing I do. Every time y'all get introduced to a new book, go through your book page by page. Okay, the only book that you don't need to do that with is your medical billing book. Okay, table of drugs, same thing, alphabetical order. Okay, some of you might work at a pharmacy. Okay, you might be doing the coding for them. All right, now in the hospital, we do the same thing. We still have to drop them J codes in there for the drugs that they use, and you might see that J code on the UB0492. Okay, but again, I want you to go through the book before you start doing your coding. Because remember, we're in a CPC, we're in a CPC guide, so that's what you can really start doing. But again, you need to also get familiar with this book as well, okay? These are the national codes here. I want you to make sure you get used to those, okay? I don't know who that is. Your appendixes, make sure you get used to those. So, yeah, I want you to read them. Okay, again, I want you to read it because this is like description. Okay, you're not gonna read your HCPCS book with all the codes in it because you're gonna have cases to do that's gonna give you. You're gonna have to look in your HCPCS book for. Okay, I don't think that's necessary, but the middle of your book is your go-to. Okay, make sure you read this in its entirety. Okay, so that's your HCPCS book. And let me collapse this. Let's put it in the beginning. Like I said, you don't have to get this one. This is Elsevier. Did I put the links below? I don't know. A link should be below for this book. Okay, if you want to, you can go there and get this book. Okay, that's elsevier.com. All right, get this book. If they ask you for your school, say sapphirephysiciancoding LLC. Okay, so that's your HCPCS book. The next thing that I wanted to kind of go through was the encoder. So you guys remember I said I was going to show you like one of the tools that we use in the coding. Okay. I know it's like 4:24. Everybody getting ready for the game. This is gonna be finished in 15 minutes. Okay, so let me get it up. Let me get it up just to show you guys what I'm talking about. That will be your coding. Now, as instructors, they let you do like a demo if you want to. I don't know if they let the students do this or not, but you guys can go on there and mess around. Go fill it out and see if they let you do a demo. It's going to show you what to do when you have a case and you put the code in, or you put what the service was or the surgical procedure or whatever, and it'll pop out a code. And then you just kind of check the code with your books. Okay, so this is what that is. So you guys can kind of mess around with this. This one is Encoder Pro. This is the most one that we all use. Okay, when you're doing the code and your company automatically gives you this. Okay, they automatically give you this just because this is what you're supposed to use. I'm just showing you the part where you can kind of register for it. If you guys have never seen this before, go on there and see if they let you do this 30-day trial. That's what I would do. Now, they let us do it, I guess, because, we're the teachers and, supervisors or the RCMs or directors in the hospital. But I don't see it here anywhere where it's saying that XYZ. But if it lets you do it, go ahead, just so you can see what it is. But this is what we use in the hospital, okay? So I want you guys, go to encoderpro.com and mess around with that. So like I said, the hardest thing you're going to do is take this exam, y'all. When you get out there, the coding is going to be simple. This is what we use, okay? I can't put mine up here because it is connected to a facility, but I don't know. I might be able to screenshot something, but go on here and see if they let you do that demo. Let's see, so you guys can see what it's like. And it's merely, it's merely nothing but a tool to help you do the coding. That's why I said the hardest thing you're going to do is going to be your test, okay? And you passing that test is going to depend on how you study for it. It's going to depend on how you study for it, okay? So like I said, set your time so you can do your studying, okay? So next, I wanted to go over, I wanted to go to the CPT. Now, you guys know we're in the surgical section, right? And you guys have this. I've already given you free links to this book to Kindle. If you choose to buy it from Kindle, that's fine. I want you guys to go ahead and get it from Kindle if you choose to. But when you are taking your exam, you have to use a physical book, okay? But here, I just want to show you how easy it was when you go on here and you want to kind of take a look at stuff. Surgical guidelines, right? Let's look at CPT surgical package. See, these are the guidelines. This is what I want you to start reading. Okay, so everybody who comes in my classroom has this book. Okay, so I know when you start school, you don't have your books immediately. But guess what? In Miss Lambert's class, you have your books immediately. Okay, every single one. And I put it there. Okay, let me just check and make sure. I put it there. Okay, I see them. Okay, but y'all know I usually put them on the side. But in your description below this, all the links to the books are there. Now, when you join Sapphire Academy, I've made it so the books are included. Okay, those books are full. These books are you get about 35-40%, but this is going to be your go-to. Every book that you need for this class is in that description, okay? And it's at least 35 to 45% in there. This is where I want you to be now, because when I come in tomorrow, I'm at the school. When I come online tomorrow, this is where I want you guys to be. So you should have studied this already, okay? So you have the CPT book 25. I'm dropping 25, but I got 2026. Hold on. Yeah, I put the new book in there. I put the CPT 2026. I put the ICD-10 2026 in there. Amazon did not have the HCPCS 2026 yet, so the 2025 is still going to be below. But y'all know my class always gives you material that you may need. Okay. So, again, I don't have any more grants for Sapphire Academy, but you can use this, okay? Supply material, reporting more than one services. This is where you should be, okay? This is in addition to what we did in this step-by-step book. So as you guys can see, these are some of the unlisted procedures. Unlisted procedures is codes that you cannot find that do not match what the surgeon is doing. You want to get as close as you can. And with unlisted procedures, you're going to do what? Submit the notes. Okay, you're going to submit the notes. Okay, but again, this is what I want you to go through. Okay, imaging guidance, man, that's going to be tough for you. That's why when we get to radiology, I want y'all to study fast. Okay, you must practice. Surgical destruction. Okay, read all of that. Foreign body implant, you're going to read all of that. Okay, so your CPT, your ICD-10, your HCPCS, all of that should be in that description. The first thing that you do when you begin my class, if you're new in my class, you start with the medical billing. Start with the medical billing. Do 3 classes a day in the medical billing. Okay. Then I want you to move on to the medical terminology class. Do 4 classes a day. If you want to. But that's getting you to move on to if you want to catch up to where we are. Okay. This class that we're in right now, I don't know what class is this. Is like your 35th class. This is like the 35th class going on. Okay. Tomorrow, we're closing out of surgical. And I think y'all are starting on musculoskeletal system. But I'm trying to wait till everybody get their book. But you guys should all have your book. Those of you who are archiving this chat, okay, do not forget to DM me, okay, if you have a question. Make sure you DM me, because I don't want you to move on and you stuck. Okay? When you're reading something, and I'm going to step by step. When you're reading something and it starts feeling like it's second nature to you, that's when you got it. You have a coding exam. I want you to take the coding exam 3 times until you pass. I got one over here. So, well, how many questions is in this? Okay, so this is one of my coding exams. I don't know why this looks like this, but this is just to kind of give you an example. You must understand what you're reading. This is the key to passion. So this is one of my coding exams. Okay. This must be the dummy sheet because I don't know why all this is marked on here. But anyway, in the Sapphire Academy, this is how their exams are. And that stuff is digital in there. Nothing is paper. So my students go on and look at this one. My students go in Sapphire Academy. This is what they see. Okay. They have to pass these tests that I give them, or I will not say, move on. You see that? You see that case? On your CPC, you will have a case like that. You might have 3 or 4. Okay, and this is what the challenge is. You must be able to code that case. Okay, you must be able to code that case. So, in your practice, you highlight what the surgeon has done. Okay, highlight what he's done and stay in the right place. So these are only CPT codes. You don't have to figure out what the diagnosis code is. And I can see right now this is cardiology. They're asking about dual chamber pacemaker, cardioverter. Listen, this looks like a CPC exam, okay? But that's just a little bit of an example of what you see in my school. All right, that's what you see in my school, okay? Somebody asked me about, I don't know, I always have a different number. 77. Oh, that is my number. So there's 3 different schedules, okay? There's different schedules in Sapphire, okay? I have fast track schedule and your basic and your advantage schedules, okay? And this is just a syllabus to it. Kamaya, you asked me about this. I know you're going to archive this later on, but this is a 20-week schedule, okay? You already in Sapphire Academy, go in there and pull the schedule out, and you can print it out. So there's nothing that I put in Sapphire Academy that you guys cannot print out. Okay, this is a 40-week schedule. This is a part-time schedule right here. So if you take my class and you are working and you can do the full class, this is a part-time schedule. Okay, so the part-time schedule is for 40 weeks. Okay, and again, this is in the Sapphire Academy. It tells you what you should be learning. The video chat links, Google Drive. You can download with Google Drive. Tells you about the lectures, the archive and chats. Everything that you need to get started in my class is in there. Tells you how to do the lecture uploads, one of the one-on-one sessions. You can DM me for one-on-one sections. So, there's a lot of things in there. So, Kamaya, you should have this already, but when you go on Sapphire Academy, Kamaya, you can print this out. So, because a lot of people start on 20 week. Some people start on a fast track. A fast track is 9 weeks, and then they want to transfer over to 20 weeks. That's fine, but then now they need the other syllabus. Because the first syllabus that they have is for the fast track. Okay, so this one is this is the part-time schedule, but this is for 40 weeks. So if you come to school in part-time, you want to take a longer time. But this is what it looks like, okay? They don't get hard copy. I just kind of keep hard copy just to kind of show you guys. But in the syllabus, it says competency description, okay? This is medical terminology. This one is medical terminology. It tells what you should be learning in medical terminology. It tells what book you should have in medical terminology. Medical terminology, identify prefixes, suffixes, root words, medical abbreviations, and symbols. Describe the systems of the body. Review all medical terminology terms at the back of each chapter in the CPC Guide Manual. You see how I use the CPC Guide with my program. It's mandatory, okay? The book you are going to use is Language of Medicine. Your theory is 30, your practice is 20, your total hours is 50, okay? So that's just an example. But in your syllabus, this is what you get, okay? Your coding class. Your coding class, remember, this is 40 weeks because this is for students who are doing 40 weeks. Your theory is 100 hours. Your practice is 40 hours. That coding course is 120 hours. Okay? It's 120 hours. All right? Your coding cases is 60 and 20 theory. That means you got to read the cases and then you are going to do the cases. Okay? So I know I'm going to cut out at 5 because I know y'all want to get ready. But y'all can always archive. Y'all know that. I know I'm ready to make my chicken wings. I'm having a couple of co-workers over. Yeah, I know. Okay, what else do we have here? So that was kind of a look at the syllabus for Sapphire Academy. Let me put the website over here. You guys, I know I usually put more stuff than this up, but I'm not really putting too much up yet because I know you guys are getting ready for the game. But make sure you go on Sapphire Academy and look at the classes on there. Go to the bookstore, see what's on there. Check out AAPC so you can look at their tests and you know, see what's on the exam. Okay, I don't have anything else that I really want to kind of look at with you guys. But I do encourage you to join Sapphire Academy so that you can get more out of the program. These classes are fine, especially to kind of get you started. That's fine. I want you guys to keep going. Do not give up. Sometimes it's a challenge to kind of stay on track, but as long as you make your schedule and, you know, continue to come to class, I think you guys will be okay. You have to make your own schedule, okay? If you are in school and you just need like coaching, come to the chats, okay? If you want a schedule like this, you guys can email me and I can upload this schedule to you. I have one that I made just for YouTube. This might be the YouTube one. Or I have a chat that says schedule as well if you guys need a little help. But this is the chat. This is the schedule that's in the Sapphire Academy, okay? So everybody has to kind of have a schedule of something to actually go by, something to actually work with. Okay, I'm just trying to look and see what else I had for you. Make sure you get that medical terminology book. Okay, with my medical terminology book, you guys have to get the rest of that from Amazon. The rest of that. You need the language of medicine because that book is complicit with your medical terminology class. Okay, do not forget to get your index cards and name your bin that you're putting them in. Okay. We all know what this is. You all know I got to pull this out. You know anybody who wants to learn medical billing and coding, let them get this book, read it. Maybe it's not for them, maybe it is for them, but it's only $40 and it will help you. Okay, it's going to help you. I don't know if it's $40. I don't know how much it is yet. Go on there and see what it is, okay? This is your medical terminology book. And this is what's going to have your tests in it. So like I said, a lot of you were asking me for tests, and I've created this one for that. Okay, so go look at this one on Amazon. Okay, get this one from Amazon. I want you to use this with your medical terminology class. This book is amazing. I'll tell you, I'm surprised myself at the stuff I put in this book. I'm surprised myself. Make sure you guys support and get this book. Okay. Make sure you get that book, okay? And again, you know, when you join Sapphire Academy, you can go on my website and then go ahead to the bookstore, okay? If you guys got any questions, you guys let me know. I'm just kind of picking around to see what else I got to give you for today, because the HCPCS book is going to be very easy for you, and you finding the codes in the HCPCS book is going to be very easy. I just wanted to give you that overall in that HCPCS book. So here is the guidelines. We've already went over this, but you know, this is a part of the integramentary class. And again, I want you to make sure that you go over your chapter 13 and your chapter 14, okay? So this is your integramentary system, just backtracking a little bit. That's what you're going to go over, okay? And you're going to go over those two sections. Okay, your integumentary system format, and it's going to tell you about the skin, subcutaneous, and accessory structures, nails, okay, repair, burns. I want you to see all of that. If it gives you some ICD-10, let me see. It should give you some ICD-10 questions. You know, you should have some of that in here. Okay. It might be some at the bottom, or it might be, a little bit, in your step-by-step book. But there won't be, this is still up. There won't be any questions in there. But you can also find out, okay? I want you to make sure you find out about any type of surgical procedure that you can. I'm looking at them. Surgical procedure on YouTube. Okay, because YouTube has so much stuff for you to do. Okay, and you see how that burn is? You have to code something like that. You have to code something like that. Okay, no, YouTube better not cut that off, because usually I don't really show pictures up there, but sometimes I show pictures. But no, we show pictures, just not the scary, invasive pictures. Okay, but again, look below. Okay, and if some of you are on and you just want to kind of look to the side, I'm going to pull up. I don't know why that's like that. All right, so let me pull this up. Maybe I can get this for you real quick, since that's still on. So I'll give you, all of these links should be on here anyway. So I did put the 2026 there. Here's one. So this is the CPT 2026. Okay. So, and again, if you're new, this will get you started. Okay. Let me head up here. I must have put the links on the other one. That's the 2025. So I think I put the links on the other one. Let me see if I can find the other one on it. I know I have two of them. I should have one of them, but I never keep them in the same place. I'm telling you. I'll never keep them in the same place. If I move it, then okay. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. All right. So this is for you. And again, if you're new to my channel and you just want to kind of mess around, no problem. Okay, that's the reason why I put these books up here. Because, what if this is not for you? You don't want to spend a whole lot of money on books or anything like that, and it's just too much. All right. Which one? Oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on. I must have had it up twice. Oh, I did. 2026. Okay, this is ICD-10 2026. And again, you can order right from Kindle. Okay. But I would take a look at the books first, read a little bit. Okay. This is a step-by-step 26. Okay. So I'm not sure if the new ones are below, but here they are over here. You guys make sure you open the chat, okay? So I know I'm going to be out of here in 5 minutes. I know y'all getting ready for the game. I'm putting the 2026 books up. Okay, that's the step-by-step 2026. Okay, that's the ICD-10 2026. That's the CPT 2026. Okay, so again, this is for some of you guys who are just kind of testing the water in the coding. Check out the books. Okay, those books are free. You can get up to at least 35-40% of those books. If you feel like you want to get in on a class and you want to purchase a book, you can. But you guys know I would rather have hard copy, because you're going to take your certification license in hard copy. If you choose to join the Sapphire Academy, you guys go ahead and DM me. We'll get you right in there. Or you can go straight to the website and go to my bookstore, and you're going to pick on advanced class. Okay? You can DM me first. If some of you need to do a payment plan, let me know. They'll set you up for a payment plan. Okay? Yeah, I know. In July, I don't know. I might get one in July. I'm not really sure. But if I do, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that much. I had that grant from last year, so I don't have any more grants for that. Yeah, I know. But you could do what you need to do on YouTube. Look at the classes. You know, if you want more and you do want to join in on Sapphire Academy, I can do like a split 4 payment plan for you, and you can just take it from there. Sapphire Academy, you have to worry about the books. We got the books included in on that, and the books are like almost $1,000 anyway. You know, so we just kind of use that for you guys to do your books. Okay. So let me see what else. What other questions did I get? Those was the new books. Kamaya asked me about that. Tammy, I know you're gonna archive, and you asked me something. Oh, the chats that are in your Sapphire portal, the chats that are in Sapphire portal. So this for YouTube too. So whatever chats that I do on YouTube, it's the same chats that I do and the Sapphire portal. They're just longer. I just do 4 or 5 hours there instead of like an hour or 15 minutes here. So in the Sapphire Academy, we're in the class for hours. Here, we're in the class for a limited amount of time. So you guys can get the chats in there, and then you can actually still get in on one-on-ones in there. In the Sapphire Academy, that's where you're going to do your DM me. You can send me an email. You get your Sapphire coded email, and you know you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, and we can still do one-on-ones in there. Okay, so yeah, so that was a question. Yeah, so the chats, you still have access to the chats in here. Yeah. So you haven't been on any of the live chats. You guys can get in on live chats in there. It's the same thing. Okay. And a lot of it is once we do the chapters, you gotta archive it anyway. Okay. But the difference is you can download what you need from Sapphire Academy. Okay. So so I think that's it with the HCPCS book. And the Encoder Pro. Now, do not forget, go on encoderpro .com and see what it pulls up. See if it lets you get that demo from in there. I definitely would see if I can get the demo in there. Your class tomorrow, I forgot what it was about. Was it a surgical or something like that? Hold on, y'all. Coding guidelines, CPT manual. So okay, so that's an additional class right there. Your coding guidelines and the CPT manual. Let me see. Yeah, because I didn't even put your descriptions up there. Let me put it up there right now. It's up there, but this is not in there. Hold on. So there's also a link in there. Tab in your book. Okay, the AAPC video is also in there. Okay, your new 2026 links are also in there. I'm adding it in there right now for your chat tomorrow. You can't see it because I haven't put it in there yet. I'm going to put it in there now. So once I update that chat, you guys should be able to see it in there. So your chat tomorrow is just a regular coding class. And that coding class is going to be about your coding guidelines and CPT manual review. Okay, so we went over some of that today anyway. Okay, and it's going to be we're closing out of integumentary system. Match your integumentary system with your CPC. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to try to do a little longer class. Okay, so now you should see it in there. I just put it in there. I just put your 2026 links in there. Let me see what's going on. It should have updated. Let me see, because you know what? I didn't see it when I was in there. Oh, there it is. I know. I used a gold background. I thought it was nice, so we went on and used that. Okay. So again, I know it's time for the game, but review your HCPCS manual. Okay. I don't know. Did I put the link there? Yeah. Here it is right here. So like I said, this one, no, I didn't put it up there. I'll put it up there now. So this one is still 2025. Okay, y'all. They don't have that one yet. Let me see. Because that's the AAPC one. Yeah, that's the one I want y'all to use. I mean, you can get the Bucks. The Bucks has 2026 if you want to. You're just reviewing that, okay? So let me know if you guys have any questions. Twitch, I see I have you on. If you guys got any questions, let me know. I think the game is coming on at 6:30. Who am I thinking to win? The Patriots, of course. The Patriots is going to win. Okay, the Patriots is going to win. Of course, because those dudes is jumping around all over the place like jumping jacks. Okay, they're gonna jump right over them dudes. I wish they had Travis on their team. I wish Travis was on the Patriots. Okay, I don't know what these wing wong football teams they at, but it's such a shame. You know, why couldn't they go to the Patriots or the Giants or the Cowboys? The Browns and who's he with? I don't know. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. If the chat changes, I'll let you guys know. Okay, but again, go ahead and review your HCPCS book. Okay, see ya.